Hello and welcome to FS Brew. You know,
Thank you so much. We're delighted to be on your podcast today.
Tell us about your role at CII. What are your goals? What are the objectives? And also, what are your priorities for the next, say, 3 to 5 years for the region?
So that's quite a broad question. Yeah, the remit for the Middle East and the Central and South Asia regions, they're huge. The Chartered Insurance is basically a professional body. We are dedicated to building public trust in the insurance and financial planning professions. We're here to help raise awareness by working with our members, corporates, universities and regulators right throughout the regions. CII qualifications are like, if you can imagine, a kite mark engraved on glass to show that it's a safe product. The CII is a little bit like that, meaning that you can have trust and confidence in our products and services that are CII accredited. Our priorities across the coming years will be to increase our footprint across the regions and the sector, further deepening the relationships that we've nurtured throughout the region in countries such as the UAE, where, as an example, we've mandated minimum qualifications. So these are fantastic opportunities to support organisations throughout the regions and for employees to now upscale their CPD and their professionalism. Sri Lanka, actually, that's another country at the moment that's also seen to be introducing similar regulatory requirements. We believe more countries will follow suit. I see it as a game of dominoes. One country tends to implement something and the others follow over a period of time. I'm sure that other countries are just as eager to implement these standards as the UAE. Yeah. Our International Professional Partner Firm initiative, we call it IQPF. This has been introduced in the Middle East and beyond, where we're actually acknowledging corporates in the region. And what this does is it shows employers that are supporting their employees through professional qualifications and upskilling. And we've also implemented what we call Approved Professional Development Centre. So this is to accredit training centres to deliver training and qualifications which meet the rigorous CII standards. I think that sort of evidences that we're eager to professionalise the region, professionalise the sector. We're also eager to host more events so that we can engage with students on the ground and our corporates that we want to strengthen the relationships with.
Indeed. And then the whole idea of UAE following the mandate of having some of the senior professionals to have the certification, it shows the credibility of CII itself. Now, you spoke a little bit about the region and the dynamics of the region. And typically, when we say Middle East, we have a blanket view. We say Asia, there's a blanket view. And you know that there are multiple varying dynamics in each of the countries. What are you seeing in terms of managing stakeholders in the countries that you look after? What are the varying dynamics? I would imagine it depends really on the insurance penetration, the maturity, the awareness maturity that exists in each country. But would love to know your views on that.
Yeah, absolutely. The cultural differences are like night and day, really, between the Middle East and the Central and South Asia regions. I mentioned previously some of the Middle Eastern countries, such as the UAE and Sri Lanka in the CSA region, have already started to mandate minimum qualifications. And this is having a tremendous impact on the sector. Mandating can only mean good news as corporates now have this firm directive to upskill their employees, which in turn means better outcomes for the consumer. Building trust will increase in the sector as professionalism and specialisation matures, overall making the financial sector a much more attractive working environment.
Indeed. Now, coming to specific to the region that we are sitting in, the Middle East region, are you able to share some interesting membership statistics that are there specific to the region?
Yeah, spot on. Very proud of them. We're happy to share these figures. So we have over 3,000 members in the Middle East, with half of those situated in the UAE. This is one of the reasons that CII made the decision to open an office in the UAE because of this, the number of members, concentrated number of members in the region. So when you look at the value in membership, this is not just monetary. only CII current members can display the CII designation, such as
Right.
Cert CII or DIP CII on their emails, on LinkedIn, on their profile. So this is a great tool for elevating individuals above their peers in the market that don't have professional qualifications. And I know that if I was a consumer looking for advice, I would definitely be avoiding the ones without a designation and choosing the advice that does have internationally recognised qualifications. As far as they would be looking for employees that do have this designation for new roles or promotions within their companies, as it shows commitment to the role. This will also elevate the company concerned, as consumers want to take their advice from companies that ensure that their staff are appropriately qualified, as well as CII designations. Members also have access to a whole array of insurance and financial planning publications, CPD content, and a platform to log it on. And they do also receive significant discounts as a CII member on their study material as well.
No, and I know, as you said, securing and retaining talent in the Middle East is a huge challenge. So when you have certifications like that, it pumps up into the promotion within the organization. But Tabby, in today's age of AI and crypto, how does one entice the younger generation to take up insurance and insurance certification? Is upskilling and vocation-based education still relevant? Do you see some regional differences in uptake?
So this is a really hot topic at the moment, how to attract younger talent to the sector. And to be fair, I've been on many meetings very recently with governmental departments, private sector on this very subject. So there is a realisation of its importance, and there is definitely a will to address this issue. In more mature markets, such as the UK, we have things like apprenticeships and work experience, which play a major role in attracting young talent into the sector. And I'm afraid that these programmes are not widely available in the Middle East and CSA regions.
Okay.
So this gap does need addressing. And the CII are eager to look at ways that we can engage with potential new entrants to the sector in this manner. And we're currently having many conversations around this, and the fact that there are so many large corporates having to pay a premium to bring ready-made talent into the region, as currently that pipeline of talent doesn't really exist anywhere near the levels that are needed, because the Middle East is growing and the sector is expanding rapidly.
No, and so therefore straight away that's a cost benefit analysis from an insurer point of view versus having to bring that talent if you own and build up the talent locally.
Exactly.
Yes. So tell us about those programs itself. You said some of them are not currently available here in the region. Tell us about the programs that CII have, and it'll be quite beneficial for our listeners. So what about the entry level? There is some mid-management and then ensure the more advanced one. I also happen to see quite a lot of very interesting and emerging topics like climate risks. So it'd be great to know some of the programs that you have. And also tell us a little bit if you work one-to-one with insurance companies as well to develop any custom programs.
Okay. I think in the past, people have thought of the CII and thought, yeah, it's a qualification, it's an exam, and you get the qualification. We're a little bit more than that. We've got so many training programs available because we do recognise the support that is needed in the region. That's not always provided in English as well. So we are trying to fill those gaps. Regarding the programmes, I cannot remember them all. What I can say is that we've got ready-made, all bespoke training programmes available for all levels of employees, both in financial planning and insurance. We provide face-to-face, online, English, Arabic, full-time training, part-time training, technical training, exam revision courses, soft skills, leadership courses, you name it, we've got it really. Nice. If anybody or yourself would like to know more, please feel free to reach out to the Middle East team and we'll be happy to support. If I can just mention our website, it's www.ciigroup.org/me/, and there's a whole host of supporting information on there for anybody that is interested in any of the training that we've just mentioned.
Oh, great. So they get into the website, the courses are mentioned, perhaps there's an email ID for you to apply. pay the fee and get on with it. Awesome.
Yeah.
That's superb. We had a look at your sort of career graphs. You've been in the region, both in the banking and the wealth management domains. Now you're with CII. What has been your process of navigating these various industry and selecting the roles that you have been offered to? It'd be great for a lot of the listeners and the folks who are listening in to understand how one navigates their career.
Yeah, great question. I suppose at the end of the day, it's down to personal values and what's important to the individual. I think it's also very important where you are in your career pathway. For example, are you beginning? Are you in the middle? Are you near the end? As these type of decisions, you'll make these decisions at different stages of your career practice. So I like to think that I'm an ethical person with high integrity. So it's good for me to work for an organisation that shares those values. Trust means so much in today's world. And I know, by personal experience that you can get enticed into all different types of roles for different reasons. When I go to sleep at night, I like to think that I've done a good job. I've made the financial sector a much more respected profession by living this.
Awesome. And I personally like the fact that insurance is considered a boys' club, and then we've got this women leading this whole role, which is very exciting. So kudos to you. I'm sure it comes with a lot of challenges, but it's great to see that you are owning the entire region quite steadily. So great on you. And we've come to the end of the first section of the interview. Is there any topic that we missed talking about? If you'd like to cover, please go ahead.
I think the only other thing that I would add, and this is whether you're in financial services or whether you're in the insurance sector, I would definitely recommend to look at our website. You don't have to purchase products, you don't have to commit to anything, but there's a whole lot of some supporting information on there. And I would encourage anybody that's listening today to look at the CII professional map, as this is a tool that we're developing. It's been developed in the UK and we're rolling it out internationally now. And this is to help corporates and individuals identify where they are in their career paths and if there are any gaps. So, for example, we look at the technical abilities, we look at soft skills, we look at the qualifications, and you input your individual information in there. But what it does is highlight any gaps. These may not be qualifications or training. It might be just something like soft skills. There's also tools on there like writing a CV, attending an interview.
Oh, nice.
These are all things that will help anybody from the sector.
That's fabulous, because I think one needs obviously the core technical skills, but also the soft skills that sort of take you up in your career path for sure. And I certainly have benefited when I look at CII's website. There's a whole bunch of course material that one can really learn from. So thank you so much for that. If you're ready, we are on to the more exciting side of the interview. It's called the rapid fire. We want to know you a bit better as a leader. So if you are ready, we can fire away some questions to you, and you have to answer them in less than 60 seconds. You ready, Gano?
I am.
Excellent. So tell us about your hobbies and interests outside of work.
So catching up with family, eating out, foreign travel, and I do love a Netflix miniseries.
What's your favorite book or blog or podcast that you would recommend to others, and why?
Wow, I don't really get a lot of time to read because I'm reading a lot during the job that I do on a daily basis. But if I do get time to read on holiday, I do like to pick a book up. It will be something very light and comedic, something in contrast to what I do every day at work.
Nice. And what's your favorite thing about living in Dubai? Or is there another favorite city?
Yeah, I think my main thing that I love about Dubai is the safety. I've lived in the UK, I've lived in Dubai. The safety here is phenomenal, and that means a lot when people have families. When you're putting roots down, safety is up there at the top of the list.
Absolutely. What is the one advice you would give people who are looking to start a career in insurance?
I think insurance is a highly rewarding career. Anybody in the sector can have a bright future. It's a true profession where you can develop your skills and aptitudes. My advice would be to seek out an employer who demonstrates a good track record in supporting their employees, investing in their employees' development, professional qualifications, and of course, CPD being a core focus as well.
Nice. So what is your favorite catchphrase at work that you find yourself using?
Okay, to be fair, I don't really use catchphrases, but if I would be, when we align, we accelerate. The CII rely very strongly on partnerships and collaboration. When this happens, the outcome is really positive, whether that be with the regulator, key stakeholders, including major training organisations and corporates, and even our individual members.
Awesome. Great. So, Diana, it has been a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much for sharing the vision of CII. We look forward to the accredited institute you were talking about that's coming up in the region. Thank you so much for chatting with us.
Thank you.